Hello everyone and welcome to PCRX. So today we're kind of finishing up the video we did earlier in the week. And I promised an unboxing of the Axon 7. And we're also going to talk a little bit about why I chose it. So, as I said in the last video, I came from a Nexus 6. And I've had this guy for about 2 years, so it's definitely time for an upgrade. It's got an aging battery, and Google's actually going to stop support this year. So it's time to upgrade. So let's get started. So right off the bat, I gotta say, big thumbs up to ZTE. They did a fantastic job with packaging. It's got a nice soft touch cardboard. It even has some pretty fancy engraving. There's their logo and the Axon 7 logo. And it's also color coded, which is pretty cool. So if you order gold, you get gold. If you order silver, you get silver. There's not much else on the outside of the box, but it is really large. As you can see next to my Nexus 6, which is 6 inches, it's a big box. There's a reason for that. So on the back, nothing but a label. They have the 4 gig RAM version with 64 gigabytes of space. And they do have a different version, but I believe it's only sold in China. And it's a 6 gigabyte, I believe it's a 128 gigabyte version for space. But we don't have it here. So let's go ahead and open it up. And it seems like every step you delve into the unboxing of this phone, it just keeps getting better. So right off the bat, we got a nice little pull tab here. Go ahead and pop the device out. And I'm not going to say too much about the device because this is a 2016 device, so there's probably a lot of information and other reviews out there. But I will go over why I chose this device, like I said, and we'll talk a little bit about what's inside. So this piece right here is pretty incredible. It's solid plastic, it's soft touch, it has their nice little engraving logo, it's got this cool pull tab here. It's pretty nice stuff. I mean, it's very well built. Like I said, big thumbs up to ZTE. This is some really nice packaging. Doesn't serve too much of a purpose, but it's really nice. So thanks a lot, guys. So we got a lot of stuff inside, and that's probably the reason for the huge box. This just keeps on giving the more you open it up. So we got USB-C, which is nice because my last phone didn't have it. So it's nothing special, it's just a regular USB cable, but it's nice to have USB-C nonetheless. We also have quick charge, and it's Qualcomm 3, which is a little bit of an improvement over my previous phone, the Nexus 6, which was, I believe it was Qualcomm 1, so it was pretty quick. It was like 1.5 hours to 2 hours full. And I believe this phone, the ZTE, is somewhere like, I think it's 30 minutes to half, and then an hour to full. So it's definitely an improvement over the last phone. It also comes with something pretty cool, some pair of headphones. And they're nothing super high quality, but they're color-coded to the phone, which is awesome in itself. And just to have them in the first place is cool. I mean, how often do you get something free like this? And once again, I mean, every step of this has fantastic packaging. It's got their logo everywhere, nicely engraved. It's just really well thought through. So moving on to the last bits here. We got the paperwork. And that, by the way, is soft touch as well. Once again, nicely engraved stuff, soft touch cardboard, really nice quality. You got a little thank you here, 50% off, a little coupon, ZTE products. I'm not sure why I got this guy twice, but it's the warranty. And what's awesome is you get a 2-year warranty from ZTE, and that's pretty much unheard of in the business for smartphones. Usually it's just 1 year, so that's really awesome to see. They even have a program for a premium level, which is basically if you send it in and it has, you know, incidental damage, like you dropped it or something, they will fix it for you, but obviously they're going to charge you for that. But still, it's nice to know that they have that program set up. One of the last things here is just a really quick guide, but it's got enough info in there so that as long as you're not completely illiterate as far as phones, you'll be able to get right to it. And the last thing is a screen protector, which is pretty interesting. because this comes with 2 screen protectors. There's one actually already on the device, which is nice because everybody hates putting those stupid things on. So it's nice that it comes with one. Now, the problem with the screen protectors on this phone in particular is that for some reason, manufacturers are like incapable of producing these things for tempered glass. I'm not really sure why, because my Nexus 6, although it also has somewhat curved screen here, it's got 2.5D, and you'll notice on here, on the Axon, it's quite more of a curve here. I mean, it's nothing like Samsung's Edge, but it does have a little bit more. But I can't see the difference between this and this realistically causing a problem where you couldn't find something to fit at least the screen portion. And every single one that I found had horrible reviews because they didn't actually even fit the screen. Like, I'm not even talking the bezels. Like, they didn't fit the actual screen at all. So it'd be like here. I mean, obviously nobody's going to give that a good review. So anyway, but if you see on my Nexus, it's kind of the same way because the curved edges, but it's cut in a fashion that, well, I didn't get it perfectly on the first time and it just kind of stayed that way. It covers the screen, which is totally fine with me. I mean, I don't care if it doesn't cover all of it, but like, come on. So not sure what's up with that. So I guess, you know, I'm not a huge fan of these plastic ones just because I don't like the way they feel. They're not as smooth as glass, and they certainly don't last as long. I mean, you pretty much buy one of these and that's like it for the whole thing. Like, I've had this one on the entire time, and there's almost no visible scratches or damage to it. So anyway, that's just a little nitpicky thing. But I mean, it's cool it comes with one, and it comes with a second one, and the first one's pre-installed, so heck, I can't really complain that much. So the last stuff here, it just keeps getting better. You get a nice little rubberized SIM card tool. Yeah, rubberized, isn't that cool? Got a little ZTE logo on there. Once again, they sure like to put their logo on stuff. Got a little key ring here. So yeah, it's just niceties across the board. It's like the people over at ZTE worked at a hotel or something, you know, they like complimentary everything. So it also comes with a little USB-C to standard micro USB adapter, which is nice. A little nice thing to have. I won't be using it too much though, because unlike a certain other large company, it still has an audio jack. How about that, right? Yeah, I don't get that part either. A lot of people agree with me. Some people won't. But that's all right. Last thing here we got is a case. And this is not a $30 case, but it's a case and it's free. And you're literally paying basically nothing for any of this stuff. I mean, this is not a $600 phone, you know, where you expect to be like, oh, you know, this adds up. No wonder I'm paying $600. It comes with, you know, it comes with $20 or $15 headphones or whatever. It comes with a $5 case. It comes with 2 $5 screen protectors. It comes with this little tool. It comes with this. That would add up, and it would make sense to me. But no, this is a $400 device, like retail. This is not a $600 or even an $800 Samsung. This is a $400 device, and I didn't even pay that. I paid $329 for this guy. I paid $329 from Newegg through eBay, and it's not even Black Friday or anything. I mean, this is like middle of April, you know? So fantastic, fantastic pricing. So that leads me a little bit to why I chose the Axon 7 over devices, like I said, the Huawei Honor 8. What else we have? The OnePlus 3, OnePlus 3T, even some of the Sony devices, Sony XA. So why did I choose the Axon? Well, it wasn't $400 at the time, which was somewhat of a factor. But more so, this right here is my reasoning. So I figured if I came from a Nexus 6 with 1440p, a decent 13 megapixel camera, NFC, I mean, wireless charging, granted, I don't believe this has wireless charging, but still. It's got a large 6-inch screen, and it's got a top-tier Qualcomm Snapdragon 801 in it. So it's a flagship device. It's a nice quality phone. So I figured if I was going to upgrade, I should do just that. I should upgrade. So a lot of the other phones that are in this price range, specifically the ones I mentioned, are not 1440p, which that's not a huge thing. But they also don't have quite the full package as this. And this is the only phone out of any of those that meets the size requirement that I wanted, because I got really used to having this Nexus 6 being 6 inches. And some people, you know, that, like I said that in the last video, it might be too big for them. But for me, I got really spoiled by this size. I mean, this is a fantastic screen. When you're watching video, nothing beats this screen as far as size. You know, having a 6-inch screen is fantastic when you're watching videos. And the front-facing speakers, that's another point. Front-facing speakers, awesome sound quality. You know, the little gimmicky ones down here, no. They don't live up to this. They're not bad by means, you know. I'm not going to dog on the other phones too much. But for instance, the Huawei Honor 8 has a meh speaker. It's down here. Doesn't have these fantastic Dolby front-facing speakers. It doesn't have the DAC in it. And it doesn't have the size I wanted. It's 5.2 inches. Doesn't quite have the battery size either. This is 3200 milliamps or 3220, I believe. And that's it's kind of my old phone, you know? It's kind of the same design. It's kind of everything the same, which is awesome, but it's just a little bit better in every way. And since I love this phone so much, it makes a lot of sense. So that's pretty much the reasoning behind why I purchased the Axon 7. And I totally recommend it. I've been with this phone for, I believe, almost 48 hours now, which isn't a huge amount of time, but the time that I have spent with it have been awesome. I don't have really any complaints with it. It has Android 7.11. It's got some decent software that's mostly stock Android and works mostly the same way. There's some little weird gimmicky stuff here and there, but it's not terrible. And a lot of it's actually nice. Actually adds to the experience a little bit. But other than that, it's the whole package. It has a nice camera. It has a fingerprint sensor if that's something you really want. It's got the front-facing speakers. It's got a nice 1440p screen. There's nothing I can really ask from this phone that it doesn't have. And that's kind of the reason I chose it. It also has a nice design. You know, an aluminum's not for everybody, and the gold color is certainly not for everybody, but it works for me. So that's pretty much it for this video. If you guys have any questions about this phone in particular, or any other questions really, if you have a Nexus, if you have this phone, the Axon 7, if you have any of the other phones, the Huawei Honor 8, the OnePlus, you know, tell me about it. Tell me about what you guys think. And if you guys have any other questions, like I said, about any of these devices, feel free to comment below. Always like and subscribe. We love that on the channel. It helps us a lot. And that's pretty much it. So this has been Chris from PCRX. You guys have an awesome day.